made it to the month of 12. 12 is cool, right? We bring our knowledge and wisdom to a sense of understanding. You know, when we were in the 10th month, October, I know October means 8, but that's the space of transformation. So that was Scorpius energy. It was still very intentional. And November, when we get into our Sagittarius ninth house energy. And now we're in December. We're about to enter our 10th house energy of Capricorn. But we're in the month of ones and twos. So regardless of the play on the words, we are still very intentional with the electromagnetic field as a collective. Ashe, ashe, right? So knowledge. One is taking action, that cardinal leadership energy. We can associate that with Aries, the gut that controls the mind, and everything starts with the thought. And it's so fun here. You know, like I said, one is the leader, it's cardinal, it's associated with the letters A, J, and S. All right. And you know, it's about having that awareness. It's about having that light. It's about being in your ketters, that connection between your physical self and the cosmos. This is a very like, you know, gift of the magi, magical time of year, Christmas miracles and the Christmas spirits and all the stuff like that. It's a fun time. Start believing in magic and shit. Because we in the darkness, we in the void, we getting close to the solstice and we love it here, right? Then we get into the two of wisdom. Two is Chokma, that's Jupiter, that's the expansion and the abundance and the joy and philosophy. And, you know, two also deals with balance and harmony. When we're in the twos, we're also dealing with Maya energy, which is also ruled by Jupiter if you get into the traditional, you know, Sephiroth, Netaru situation of things. Yeah, but two is like balance. You know, where's your fairness? Where are you at on the Mayat scales? Where are you in your wisdom? Where you exercise the knowledge and you start coming up with all this data and stuff right there. And so, you know, one is the sun with the light of the thought, and two is the moon with the nurturing, intuitive wisdom, oracle wisdom energy. And so when we come into the three, we come into the sun, right? Well, I didn't mean to say it like that, but you know, you got the mother, the father of the light, the sun, the mother of the moon, the two, and now you have the Holy Ghost, which is your rising sign on the threes, the creation on the threes. This is why you are your rising, you're not your sun sign. But you know, that's a different conversation for a different day, right? Um, but yeah, when we get into this three, now we're in the space of creation, expression, emotion, right? Three's understanding is ruled by Saturn and Vina energy, and Saturn just happens to rule over the zodiac energy that we're going to go into in Capricorn in the middle of this month. And that's fun, right? So Saturn deals with the challenges that are needed. You know, as a child, being a child is so challenging, right? You come into this plane, it's bright lights, it's like 40 degrees in the building if you're born in a hospital. You go from this 100-degree thick water to this dry, cold air bullshit and bright lights, right? It's very traumatizing. Then you got these people wiping you down and spanking you and sticking you with a bunch of needles. People breath stinking, their hands are cold, and everybody want to touch you and breathe up over your face. You can't communicate your needs. You can't hold your head right. Can't wipe your own ass. Your physio motor skills fucking suck. You don't know how to talk to these people. You don't know what they're really saying to you, or you kind of do, but you can't say nothing back to them. They don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes some adults like to pretend like they know what you're talking about. They don't know what you're talking about. Then you have all these people telling you what to do, when to do it. They're authority over you. They smack you when you don't do what they ask you to do. You're not allowed to advocate for yourself. You're taught to block your throat chakra, because if you say things back, it's talking back and you're gonna get smacked again, or you gotta go stand in a corner, put your nose to the door. Nobody really listens to you. Everything you do is imaginative play. People ignoring you all the time. Being a child is challenging. You understand me? Being on that three is so challenging because you want to be independent. You want to be autonomous. You want to be heard. You want to explore. You want to tap into your curiosity. You want that support. And it's depending on what kind of family you're born into. And it sees most of us around my age. I'm in my mid-30s, y'all. But most of us, we had that same upbringing. We had to entertain ourselves. And when our parents came in and they looked at us, it was kind of like imaginary play, like, shrug my shoulders, whatever, you do what you do, stay out my way, don't touch my stuff, don't talk back to me, type shit. So you don't really get cultivated in your threes too much, right? And Saturn was this space of understanding. And this is the energy that we create with. This is why when we come into our big adult self, the first thing we want to do is go back into our inner child, right? I want to go back to my inner child and I want to heal. I want to, get back to the root of the things. And when we get to the root of things, you get back into your childhood, how you were raised, right? I need to heal that. I need to heal my mother wounds. I need to heal my father wounds. We're just big walking kids. We're kids in these growing bodies. We're always going to be on our threes. Some of us like to suppress our threes. Some of us try to erase our threes. Some of us try to drink away our threes, smoke away our threes, shoot them up. I don't know. But, we all kind of had that same, like, foundation of things, and it's challenging in this space. But when you are in your three, when you're in that inner child energy, when you're in your rising sign, that's when you really make stuff pop, right? And they say children are like the closest to God because they're in that creative mode. They're in that creative mode and they're in love. When you're in creation and love, that is when you're closest to, the God that, we're always talking about. I know some people say there's other gods and I respect that. So the God that we're talking about in this conversation, you know what I'm saying? Hello, I don't know how to read your name, but hey, 6183. Um, But yeah, so that's there on the threes. We are now in the month of understanding three, expression, emotion. I can't break that down anymore for y'all. One is Aries, two is Taurus, then we come in three in the Gemini. So, we're dealing with the father, the mother, the action and the materials and bringing it into our community. And we see that in the Christmas spirit and the holiday spirit, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, the solstice, Yuletide, Saturnalia, New Year's, Three Kings Day, all of that is bringing us the one, twos, and the threes in the December, being in that deck, 10. 10 is the house of achievements and success. We're ending the last, quarter for a lot of businesses, doing their reports and stuff like that on the 10s. We enter the Capricorn energy, which rules over the 10th house. All of this is in divine alignment, right? We're on the day of one, y'all. So hopefully you guys listened to me for the last 7 minutes and 25 seconds so you can now be in your one awareness of the month of three. If not, you can always rewind me back or you could do your own research and come to your own conclusions. I love to empower you. I love to empower you. You ain't got to follow me around. But yeah, we're on the day of one, taking action, cardinal leadership energy. Like I said, AJ and S is the letters of the day. We love people born on the one. I was born on the one. My birthday's on the 19th. So this is a great day for my people born on ones, 10s, and 19s. It's a day to stretch your stuff. 28s too, because 28 is also a one, right? It's a day to, show off your skills, your intellect, your ability to take leadership. You know what I'm saying? Take initiative on some things that you want to get done today. Put that first foot forward. I don't know if you walk with your left leg or your right. I'm a lefter because I did JROTC and marching band. It's always left first. You hear me? But yeah, all of those things are coming into play for you guys today on the one, the gut that controls the mind, and everything starts with the thought. Hey, JC. So we take that one into the month of three, right? Because of course we want a sense of understanding, creation, expression, and emotion on our one, our leadership skills and stuff. And that brings us to four, Chesed, also ruled by Jupiter energy, in traditional astrology. This is when we get into the actual Sephiroth or Neteru of Mayat. 4 is culture of freedom and supreme mathematics. This is when we, get into setting that foundation, your internal law, your celestial blueprint. You know what I'm saying? What's the skeleton of what it is that you're doing? Thanks for all that you do. Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being present. So yeah, we come into that 4 of Chesed energy. 4 also deals with home and family, nurture and self as Cancer energy rules over the 4th house as well. 4 deals with sorry. 4 also deals with what I say, supreme mathematics was the balance of the things. Nurturing, Cancer energy, intuition, your third eye, your emotional self, how you listen, how you speak, how you teach, how you learn. And numerology 4 deals with being dependable, reliable. We get into the letter D, M, mom and dad got the 4, the 414, the 464. We love our fours, right? DMV are our four letters. And we give birth to the four because we're in the year of nine. We're in the year of giving birth, completion, wholeness. You know, that Sagittarius nine, that celestial womb nine, and that brings us to one and three. So today we actually get into a karmic debt number of one and three. And this is having knowledge on our expression, knowledge on our emotions. Karmic 13 is considered a karmic debt number for a number of reasons. You know, you get into the historic realm of things when we started coming into a solar society. We wanted to completely do away with the lunar calendar. Anybody seen utilizing the lunar calendar in any type of way, shape, or form, they were immediately ridiculed. We had that wonderful April Fool's Day, you know, because of it. The jokes were way worse on April Fool's Day. It was like borderline torture. It wasn't like the little cute jokes we do today. Um, you also have, you know, 13 being bad luck because, you know, that's the paganism, but it still comes back to that war on the sun and the moon, the masculine versus the feminine energy, going inward, going outward, the war of the gods, you know, fought through the humans and whatever, what have you. But 13 is all about, you know, one is the Ketters, one is, you know, ruled by Aquarius energy. This is being in your revolutionary self, being unique and united, having awareness of yourself, being in your Asar, right? And you want to express and create with your uniqueness. You want to express and create with your revolutionary self. And we live in a society that's like, you know, still kind of like stuck in that age of like Pisces type energy, where it's like there's this weird obsession with everybody being the same, everybody talking the same, walking the same. If I do astrology and you do astrology, we should have the same interpretation of the stars and stuff like that. Like we're like completely. I was just reading with you guys on TikTok specifically cosmology and antiquity. And one thing I love about this period of time is you had all of these scholars and philosophers and theorists and mathematicians, and they all had different thoughts. And they would debate in their thoughts or whatever. You know, they would have their counteracts and you know their publications, you know, sneak dissing each other. You know, if they had social media, you could imagine the tweets going back and forth of I think Pythagorean is full of shit, I think Aristotle is incorrect. But all of these individuals had their own schools. No one was saying, hey, you have to have the common core curriculum and make sure everybody knows the same information and operates the same and is on one accord. And we're going to test everybody to make sure everybody is in this cookie cutter shape frame of mind and their thoughts and their philosophies and their theories and their moral and integral code. Like, it's literally we're being shaped to all be the same in this society, which makes 13 a karmic debt number because it's so scary. It's so scary to be that 13. It's so scary to be that black sheep. It's so scary to be that one person that expresses and communicates your level of awareness. And my awareness is not your awareness because I'm not you and you're not me. You know, your brain is a fingerprint. Hello, Lady Smalls. Your brain is a fingerprint. It's noodles. I made the noodles. They're on the stove, the pasta. So yeah, that's another reason why it's such a karmic debt number. So we get to experience that today, having awareness of our emotions and expression and creation, and also expressing and creating, you know, our level of awareness, being able to go into spaces and having a sense of communication, you know, taking action within our community as well. You know, that's a scary thing, you know, because not everybody accepts or appreciates stuff like that, all that fun stuff. So overall, today's a day of four. Today's a day of Chesed, being the celestial blueprint, setting your intentions. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you stand for? What is your internal law? Because you know tomorrow, of course, if we're in the day of four today, tomorrow you guys are going to be called to enforce it, which is very interesting because tomorrow's a Tuesday. It's a solar plexus chakra day. So being a 5 tomorrow is very interesting. So I'm just pre-gaming you ahead of time. Be ready to enforce whatever celestial law you create today on tomorrow on the day ruled by the solar plexus chakra, all right? But today you want to be in your chesed. Today you want to be in your internal mayat. And just figure out what it is that you stand for. What do you stand for? What do you communicate? You know? And it all starts with that level of understanding of you as an individual. That understanding of your personal awareness. The understanding of you as what kind of energy do you put forward that you lead with in your space, right? It all starts with that 3 and 1. And we love it here. So happy day of four for all of you guys. It's a great day for the 1, 4, 7, the 8 because you guys are really good at standing in y'all and y'all stuff and being dependable and reliable and a cardinal energy. Now for my twos, you guys like those interpersonal relationships and bonds of contracts. Some of you guys are codependent and you disguise it as interdependence, and you make sure, you got the mask on. Oh, that mask is going to come off in a four because, when it's time to rely on you, do you provide the same thing that you receive? You know what I'm saying? Then what else? I did the 1 4s and 7s, 2s, 3 6 and 9s. Y'all love to create. In this space, just use this as an opportunity to create your celestial blueprint. I know my 3 6 and 9s, being like stable. It's 5s too, because y'all like to be adventurous. Hey Pharaoh, thank you so much. Because y'all like to be adventurous and kind of all over the place in your own ways too. So in that space and time, y'all wanna find some sense of stability, some sense of groundedness, for those life pathers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, Pharaoh. You're a real one. So that's for today's mathematics. Now the astrological report. We start the day off at midnight with 82% wax and gibbous moon. We're still in that Moon building. We will have our cold moon on December 4th, which will be our day of 7. Day of God, Netzach, the celestial designer. So that's pretty fire. Also pre-gaming you guys for later on this week. That'll be on Thursday. That'll be on the Jupiter day. Day of expansion and abundance. So that's fun, And it's on day of 4, Chesed, which is ruled by Jupiter. All the numbers in alignment. I'm just, pre-gaming you a little bit. How you doing? Happy Monday, love. So we have the 82 wax and gibbous moon still in our building of tangible physical things in our space. What is it that you want? What do you want, buddy? And I don't want to hear what you want as in respect to what you have been taught to want. We got into this already. We're in the 3s. You're supposed to be in your inner child. What did your inner child want? Before the domestication, the education, the punishment, the letdowns and put downs and insults and ridicule and indifference and lack of support and awareness and acknowledgement. Before you got all that information and all that disappointment from mommy, daddy, aunts, uncles, grandparents, siblings, and whoever else you blame your shit on. What did you want? What did you want? Because we're gonna create it for these next 31 days. So you better get your chest in order today, because y'all know I'm coming for y'all next all month. No, if you've been with me for these past 7-8 years that I've been doing this, I'm coming for your neck. So you better get it together, okay? The moon rising at 12:59 a.m., setting at 1:53 a.m. We start the day off at a 14% Aries zodiac. So in our mindset, it isn't a new beginnings. We are taking initiative. We are listening to our gut. I ain't gonna hold you. My gut been like on some cookie shit all day. I've been just eating. Now it makes sense. And then we did start the day off at the 21-degree Pisces constellation, but at this point in the game, it's like almost 5 o'clock my time. We have made it to the Ashwini Nakshatra, which is the first lunar mansion. So we are starting the first day off the month. We ended off in Ravati, which was like the last degrees of the Pisces constellation. Bringing things to a close, bringing things into the end, removing the emotional baggage, letting it go, opening your hands, letting the removal happen, just breathe light, work on your sensitivities, And then now we're in the Ashwini Nakshatra. We're in the first lunar mansion of the lunar cycle. This is represented by the horse's head. The deity is Ashwini Kumaras. The ruling planet is Ketu, which is the south node of the moon. It's the shadow planet representing detachment, spirituality, and moksha, which is liberation. It brings the energy of sudden transformation, instinct, and breaking of attachments in the material world. All right. Ashwini is dynamic, enthusiastic, courageous, and full of youthful energy. It signifies quick action, leadership, the ability to take initiative and start new projects or ventures. Okay, the restlessness and impulsive energy of Ashwini can sometimes lead to hasty decisions. People or situations under this influence may become impatient, impulsive, or overly driven without proper planning. So be mindful of that, please. And when the moon is here, it's a surge of energy, emotions, feeling a quick, intense, spontaneous pull. People may feel the urge to act on their feelings immediately or have strong impulse to begin something new, healing. Emotionally, the moon's position in Ashwini can bring a desire to heal or transform emotionally. All right. So we love it here. Be mindful of the restlessness and the impatience, but it is a time to break free from emotional strain. So on that 3 and 1, what do you want? Okay. The sunrise was at 6:51 a.m. and setting at 4:49 p.m. We started the day off at a 9-degree Sagittarius zodiac, so our mindset is starting to get to that fixed energy of the mutable fire. But we still in the cardinal space. We in the last degree. Give us another day. Um, Expansion, abundance, philanthropy, joy, sacral chakra, our sensual stuff, our sexual stuff, our reproductive stuff. We love it here. We get our wisdom from the oracle and sages here. That's where you watch the cartoon and they got the little angel on the shoulder. And the little devil, Sagittarius be like the little devil, the chesed and the chokmah are the two Jupiter, messages from the oracle, and they have their place. And yeah, we love it here with the Sagittarius energy. We're all thinking philosophical and philanthropic. How can we give away to others? How can we give back and stuff like that? We are still in the 14-degree Scorpio constellation, so in the events and our energy exchanges and our happenings, we are still undergoing those empowering transformations. Secrets coming out, dealing with our water sensitivities, some of our grudges, because something about a Scorpio holding a grudge is crazy work. But they will hold one if they with the shits. It's the fixed water sign, so the memory in the water is what it is. But yeah, think about how a Scorpio moves. Claws first, the tail on go. The stinger on go, always ready, always steady. And then the story of the Scorpio. Even if you help a Scorpio, it's still gonna sting your ass because that's just what they do. Some people like, not me. It's probably because you have a different moon sign. But yeah, we're still in those kind of experiences. They're transformational. They're empowering. They could be a little dramatic, a little overwhelming, very stormful. Not always demure or whatever, but they are there. The AM visibility of the moon begins today, so you start seeing the moon in the daytime. And the puppet velas begin activity. They come from the Puppets constellation. Their max activity will be on the 7th of this month, and they move about 10 an hour. So if you sit still for an hour, you might start catching those. And then we got other meteor showers going on too, because we have the Phoenicic meteor shower and all that happening too, which is pretty interesting. Right? Yeah. We are in the day of Yom Shini, which is the second day of the week. And on the second day, God separated the waters. The second day is not directly associated with a blessing in the Torah. It's just a day of separation, division, and symbolizing the idea of differentiation and balance in the world. Samvar also rules today. Monday ruled by Lord Shiva, the moon, and Lord Shiva is the destroyer and transformer in the Hindu Trinity. He's also associated with meditation, asceticism, dance, and the destruction of the ego. So Mondays are dedicated to worshiping Lord Shiva, and many devotees observe fasting and special rituals on this day, chanting mantras, the Om Namah Shivaya or Shiva Sahasranama. Is considered auspicious for seeking blessings or spiritual growth, mental peace, and liberation. And we love it here. So that is there for the astronomical report. It's a pretty quiet day in the cosmos. No complaint here though. Quiet day is a good day because y'all already know when the cosmos decide to have a party somewhere, it be a lot. We do have like a heavy alignment in the sky right now between Pisces and Aries energy. Not as strong as we had like last year. Last year was kind of crazy how the beginning of the year we were like very headstrong in that Pisces Aries energy. But yeah, we're coming back into those alignments between, the North Node, Saturn, and Neptune, all in Pisces. Then we got the vertex, what we attract is in that Aries new beginning energy. The moon is right there. Then we have Chiron, our wounded healer. By tomorrow, the moon and Chiron should be like in conjunction, minimal angle with each other. So filling those emotional wounds before today and tomorrow will probably be very strong. And that's all happening in the 8th house. So transformations, empowering transformations to how you feel your wounds and how you've been applicating your wounds in spaces that are supposed to be your safe space. Hey lady, Smalls, how you doing? Yeah, how you are, projecting those wounds in those nurturing spaces, those safe spaces. And sometimes some guys, people, women, are nurturing other people, places, things, situations from their wounds. I was having this conversation with my son last night. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm kind of indifferent to it. But you know, my son likes to draw and he wants a business and he's been doing a really good job. And I don't know where he gets this from. Maybe from being in my womb, because I always feel like I'm a burden on people. I don't like to bother people with my existence. But he just like, he kind of has that energy about him too. And you know, he was asking me something. I was like, well, if you want to take a class, you know, to get better at drawing, you know, or draw certain things, I would gladly invest. And he's like, no, you don't have to do that. I was like, I do though, because when I was a kid, you know, it was just certain things I wish that the adults in my life did for me. I wish they would have cultivated my goals and my dreams a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so that's what I want to do for you. That's what I want to be for you. You know, you want to learn something, we gonna find a class. You know what I'm saying? We gonna figure it out. So yeah, that's a personal example of how someone could be nurturing from a wounded place. That is my wounded inner child trying to, you know, nurture my actual child. You know, like I want to be for you what I wish I had for me, and hopefully it helps and it doesn't hinder you. But if it does, my bad. I did my best. um but you know, whatever examples you guys got, you know, you come up with, you know, I'm pretty sure as I speak, you know, you're thinking about your own personal examples. But all those alignments are having those transformational new beginnings between the eighth house and Aries energy. And then we have the fortune, you know, lined up right after that, and Taurus and Uranus right after that. The fortune is undergoing transformations too. In that space of what we value, what we prioritize. Hopefully we have a Grinch winter, you know what I'm saying? A Grinch Christmas where people realize it's not about the boxes and bags and the gifts, but what's inside, the community that matters. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but we have a nice lineup there, and then we also have alignment happening in another fire water combo from Scorpio to Sagittarius. So we have Pisces to Aries, and then we have Scorpio to Sagittarius being fulfilled. From Scorpio to Sagittarius, we got Mercury and Lilith in Scorpio in the third house of community, so being revolutionary, you know, putting it into your routine and your intellectual self, things about your community, your family, genealogy, familial conversations being heavy in this period of time. You know, doing something with those stories, you know. Then we have Venus and Sagittarius. Then, of course, we have our sun over here. And then we have Mars not too far off. And remember, this is all in tropical, so this is all in our thought process. If you want to get into the Vedic, subtract 24 degrees. I'll probably do Vedic tomorrow because I've been doing tropical lately. Well, I think yesterday I did a little bit of both. I was kind of like bouncing back and forth yesterday. I just do whatever spirit called me to do, and that's what we doing today. Honestly, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. They ain't gonna be that many degrees away from today. We just gonna talk about the different ways. You know what I'm saying? We still have that water triangle happening between Jupiter and Cancer in the 11th house, that Aquarian house. And then we have Saturn or Neptune, whichever one you want to use, over there in Pisces in the 7th house, that Libra house. And then we have the top of the triangle, whether you want to, I would most likely use Lilith though because of the degrees. Majorities of these degrees, like Jupiter is at a 24-degree Cancer. Saturn is at a 25-degree Cancer, or you could use the 29-degree Neptune. So I would more so use the Lilith, the revolutionary Lilith, because it's at a 27-degree. Nobody else is at a degree that accurate, but you could also use the 20-degree Mercury. And I'm pretty sure later on this evening you could definitely use Mercury, because probably later on this evening it will be more in the 24, 25-degree of Scorpio being a better triangle. But that blend of air, of intellect with the water, the emotions of the triangle, that's what we're creating with. We're creating with our airs and waters in this period of time. So you tap into those parts of self. All right. Yeah, that's all happening on our different facets of relationships, whether it's your community, your interpersonal relationships, or society as a whole. We all up in the waters with it. All right. Um, I think that's my group. So that's what we have there. I don't even know how we got here, but we're here. We're gonna get into the Chaldean clock, and then I'm gonna read y'all out, let y'all go. So today is the Monday, the moon day. We start the moon's hours at 12 a.m., 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 9 p.m. Dealing with our nurturing self, home, and family. And we know that it's in the space of new beginnings right now. Then we have Saturn hours 1 a.m., 8 a.m., 3 p.m., and 10 p.m. Saturn deals with the challenges that we need in our space to keep us going. That sense of being an energy. And we know Saturn is, it's prograde now, but it's in Pisces in the seventh house. It's a part of that water air triangle I was chatting about, providing us with the letting go, a sense of endings in certain relationships, bonds, and contracts. Certain things that we felt like was balanced or in a space of like justice and fairness, but it was all delusions and illusions, and it wasn't real, and it was really collusions. But we are coming to like challenging those belief systems and what it makes a relationship or a bond or contract. Marriage is heavy on the seventh house too, so a lot of that, being challenged to either strengthen it or dissolve it. It depends on how those energies, interpret that Saturn energy. Saturn also brings the limitations and restrictions required to bring the non-physical into the physical. The non-physical being that Piscean energy of those illusions and dreams and any sixth senses and things beneath the horizon. Allow Saturn to provide the limitations and restrictions to born it into the physical reality. As Saturn does rule over the root chakra and helps things to sprout and take root. Ashe? Okay. Jupiter's hours are 2 a.m., 9 a.m., 4 p.m., and 11 p.m. Jupiter deals with long-term planning, joy, expansion, and abundance, your sacral chakra, your sensual self, and all that fun stuff. Jupiter is also part of that air water triangle, being in the revolutionary 11th house, being in that unique awareness, Keter energy with that Cancer vibe. So being more revolutionary in your home and family. Some of you guys want to conduct your home, your nurturing spaces, your safe spaces in ways that they've never been conducted before. Some of y'all want to live in an RV. Some of y'all want to go off grid. Some of you guys want to live in a different country. Some of you guys are claiming different nationalities. Some of you guys want to make up a new nationality. Some of you guys are outright, claiming native tribes that historically have been here, and you went through the scrolls and you did the work and woo woo wop. And some of you guys are like, hey, I'll make my own micronation. We all can do it. If Noble Drew Ali did it, so can I. That's how. Hey, more power to all of y'all making those choices. We love it here in Aquarian Jupiter. Okay. But yeah, it's all about those safe spaces, your nurturing space, your third eye energy happening here. Mars hours are 3 a.m., 10 a.m., 5 p.m., and then midnight. Of course, we start Mars on a Tuesday, right? Mars deals with your solar plexus chakra, your ambition, your motivation, your anger, your triggers, what gets you going, you know what I'm saying? What's provocative to you? Your sense of control, what it is that you can try to control. Y'all always know that I always say it's about self-control. It's not about controlling other people, places, things, situations, ideals, and events outside of self. It's about what can you control within. And if you lack in that self-control, everything else outside of stuff will be out of whack as well. So it's really about within. All right. But Mars is over there in that Sagittarius energy, which can bring a sense of impulsivity, quick to anger, quick to make moves, not thinking, because you got Mars, that fire energy, and a fire sign that's all about, indulging in what brings you joy and sensual stuff and being expanded and stuff like that. So be careful with that. It's happening in the fourth house, so it is happening in things that nurture us. Some of you guys, like the first example that came in my head is like eating ice cream when you say it's comfort food. The comfort food, overindulging in comfortism food, because Mars rules the gut. Mars also rules over the blood vessels. Jupiter rules over Sagittarius, but also rules over the nervous system. So those intrusive thoughts like, yeah, go on and get that gallon, go on and get that thing, go on and get that thing to comfort yourself and create a safe space for you. But is it in alignment with your internal Maya? Is it in alignment with the celestial blueprint that we're setting in the numbers and the mathematics for today? And if it is not, I implore you to have more control over your solar plexus chakra so that life outside of that does not get hectic. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the sun's hours which are 4 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. The sun is all about your experiences, your ego, that energy you put outward and the energy you expect from other people, places, things, situations. We talked about the sun being in our thoughts. We're having like the Jupiter thoughts on life in our third house of community, communication, and opportunities, and intellect, and being witty. And then we're having the experiences of our sun, the events happening in that realm of being transformational and empowering and uncovering secrets and getting into the occultism and the magic of the things, right? Because we're still in Scorpio constellation. Venus hours are 5 a.m., 12 p.m., and then 7 p.m. Venus is all about creativity, creation, celestial designer. We're in our Heru, we're in our Netzach energy. Um, we love it here. We love to design. We love to make things beautiful. Venus is in Sagittarius as well at a 0 degree. And it's at so it's still in the Scorpio constellation. All right, so still transformations happening, and what we value and what we prioritize, our balance between the material self and our emotional self, our emotion or our material self. So still like empowering transformation there. Also standing on business in these spaces, and it's happening towards the third house of like that family, that community. You know, your problem solving self, opportunities, and stuff like that. Mercury's hours are 6 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. Mercury is all about your routine, your schedule, your habits, being of service, how you listen, how you speak, how you teach, how you learn, your harvesting energy. Mercury rules over the Gemini, Virgo energy as well. But Mercury we have over there in Scorpio. It's still in Libra constellation. It's actually in the mutable part of Libra too. So we're in our last few degrees. We are officially prograde. So for the third time, you are repeating these Libra, and you know Libra deals with interpersonal relationships, bonds and contracts, marriages, fairness, giving you guys a good lessons in reciprocation, good reciprocation conversations, how you guys match energy, how you receive and how you give. All those things is happening with Mercury sitting over there in Libra, in the Libra constellation. And our mindset is transformation. Things are building and destroying. You're feeling more empowered. You probably feel that, you know, that planet going forward, you know, and it feels good, you know. Things are happening. And so that's what I have as far as the Chaldean order. And then let me give you your reading. Excuse me, Scooby. So the theme for today is sensuality, especially with all these like no, get off me. With all these Scorpio constellation placements, right? So getting into your sensuality, Sagittarius zodiac as well as Sagittarius constellations also call on this too. Having that triangle in the waters is also, you know, very sensual energy as well between the Aries and the waters. So Mandrake is the plan. We're on a 4 or 5. So we're on our enforcement of our chesed, of our celestial blueprint, which brings us to 9, where we give birth. The planet you want to focus on, stop, is Neptune and Venus. The connection between Neptune and Venus. Neptune being our dreamy self, things beneath the horizon, our sixth sense. Venus being what we value and what we prioritize, our material and emotional self. So that connection between the two, to expand on it, I'm almost always get a reverse card with you guys in your energy, but we have a reverse Ace of Pentacles, so there's a bit of stagnancy and application in this in the physical realm. Nine of Swords coming into a sense of completion with some y'all, like you see how old girl on her knees and stuff like that. Like when I look at this, you know what I think of? I be thinking about the Eves versus the Liliths, and how like us as a society have been domesticated with Christianity values, just religion in general, whether it's Muslim or Christian, it doesn't matter to me. But it is some level of indoctrination on how, you know, it's very heavy on how a woman should carry herself and uphold herself. And if, you know, she doesn't follow these rules, she gets stoned to death. She's not a righteous woman. Wah, wah, wah. Okay? Everybody's allowed to have their preference, and it seems like religions have their preference too, and obviously the men within those religions have their preferences as well. It's so obvious, it's so loud in here. But this is like, that feminine energy, that goddess energy of kind of groveling to herself, seeking a level of repentance and moving in that space of forgiveness. Hey, Dimples. Moving in that space of forgiveness of self, stop judging yourself. Let go of some of that stuff that you got going on in your mind and on your heart, that you're weighing heavy, that you're not good enough, that this isn't enough, that isn't enough, that you're doing something incorrect. Be in your truth, baby. Be in your sensual self. What feels good to you? What's feeding your sacral chakra? What's in your personal mayat? Your mayat may not look like everybody else's, just like your heart chakra does not look like everybody else's, okay? And that's okay. Your Olukun and your Oshun is your personal waters. And don't let nobody come into your space with a overactive Ogun or solar plexus chakra telling you what the fuck to do with yours. That's none of their business. That when somebody come in your space and tell you how you supposed to be acting, moving, you can look at them and say, okay, you're the type that you don't have control over your throat chakra and your solar plexus chakra, so you thought it was okay to come into my space and tell me what to do with whatever chakras you speak into right now. And you don't have the power to do that. I didn't come into your house. I didn't come to your throne. I didn't go into your castle. I didn't go into your family. I didn't do any of those things and tell you what to do. But for some reason, you thought you had to come over here and tell me what to do. That says a lot about your solar plexus chakra. It's obviously imbalanced and your throat is in alignment with that. And more peace to you, because I'm not fucking listening to you. Unless you say something that resonates and something that I want to do. But please don't let it be coming from a place like this when you start listening to it, though. We're not doing this shit. All this stuff right here, Forgive yourself. You don't have to be on your knees groveling and crying and doing all that extra shit to forgive yourself. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. If that's what you want to do to forgive yourself, cool. But I'm not with the shit. I don't do stuff like that. I'm here. I like to empower people. I want to empower your solar plexus chakra, but not empower your solar plexus chakra so much that you start telling other people what to do. But you know how to control yourself without doing all of this. This is so extra to me. I can't stand being around energy like this. You ever been around somebody like this? Oh my gosh. I don't even like being around myself when I get like this sometimes. It's nasty and gross and it feels like a slug. I'm not a fan. I even dropped the card. Ew. But yeah, so work on that. Bring those thoughts to a close that's making you move like that, because ew. And then what parts of stuff should we focus on so we can get off of our knees? I'm glad you asked. You're gonna focus on the wheel of fortune. You gotta start trusting, baby. You gotta start trusting the process. And this card is ruled by Jupiter. That's bringing that expansion, that abundance, that optimism. You know what I'm saying? We in our sacral chakra, we in our joy. What brings you joy? If you're doing something that truly, truly brings you joy, what other people have to say will never put you like this. Because you like, I'm in my true joy. I ain't never seen a crackhead. Somebody walk up to a crackhead saying, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you ain't shit. And they be like, okay, and I'm finna get this $5 and go get my drugs. The fuck are you talking about? I'm in my joy. I'm happy here. This is the life that I want to live. I want to be leaning every day. By 5 o'clock, I will cut 20 lawns so I can get that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad, baby. Everybody got their vice. For me, sometimes it's cookies. Today is cookies. Today is cookies. But everybody got their vice. Everybody got their things. Everybody got their sacral chakra. You just have a... Know that when it comes to all your chakras, when it comes to all your orishas within you, it's about balance, having a balance. It's okay to indulge. Some of you guys get so restricted, you don't allow yourself to indulge. And then the moment that you do indulge yourself, you're like immediately punishing yourself and judging yourself and berating yourself. You're like that weird guy in the Da Vinci Code where he had like the 9 tails and he's beating his ass. Like, bro, what the fuck? Relax. Like, all you did was eat a burger today. Like, it's gonna be okay. You've been vegan for like 30 days. It's okay to eat a turkey burger today. I promise you won't die. It's not even that deep. Like, relax. Forgive yourself immediately. But also just learning how to trust, learning how to allow the universe to take the wheel and be in joy and be in enjoyment around it. Thank you, Jersey Moore. chesed and net sockets here. So we're designing with our sacral chakra in this space. We're designing what we desire and what we value and prioritize when we're in our joy. If you're not in your joy, you're not doing anything you value or prioritize. It's not going to feel good. Your heart chakra is going to get callous. You're not going to feel like doing the things that you're doing. It's going to be take a toll on your emotional self. Like, who really wants that? Then you're going to start having these Libra scales with individuals you don't want to be around because you're masking. You're pretending to be something or somebody that you're not, to be in the space that you don't really want to be in. Like, just be in your sacral chakra. Just be in your sensual self. Go on, just be your authentic self. That is the best thing for you to do. Hey, K-Dub. Also, faith. We pulled the faith card as well. All right. So not only to be in the Wheel of Fortune card with your chest and your net sock, but we want you to have faith. Have faith in the process. Have faith in the universe. Have faith in yourself. Like, these desires and these capabilities and these gifts and all these different things that you have is not by accident. It's so intentional. You are so intentionally you. And if you don't trust the you that you are, if you don't have faith in the you that you are, you're always going to be doing stuff that other people want you to do. You're always going to be masking. You're not going to be in your authentic self. You know, it's very depressing there. You're always walking around looking like this for no reason, because it has nothing to do with your internal maya. It's somebody else's judgment that you're over here groveling about, somebody's religion, somebody else's walk of life, somebody else's overactive bullshit ass solar plexus chakra, just all in your space, all in your face. It's not even your reflection you're groveling to, it's somebody else. Don't do that. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your gifts. Have faith in the things that come your way. You are enough. You're good enough. You are the bestest in all the land. Hug yourself. Give yourself gratitude. Did you wake up and feed yourself today? Oh my God, you're doing such a good job. Did you brush your teeth and wash your ass today? Oh my God, you're doing such a good job. Did you wear temperature appropriate clothing for today? You're doing such a good job. You know, did you pay attention to your body today? Did you say nice things to yourself? Go, if you didn't do that yet, go in the mirror. Go listen to some Sunshine Monet L. Go listen to some Dear Silas. You know, put that joint on. Say some affirmations to yourself. You know, be good to yourself and have faith in yourself. Remind yourself, like, bro, we got this. We the bestest in all the land. Like, fuck whoever saying different. You know what I'm saying? That's what we supposed to be doing in this three. And if you're not doing it, I don't know what you're doing. Okay? I picked the incomplete card for the divination. So we not in 100 yet. Some of y'all was over here, y'all was nodding y'all heads, y'all was liking the screen and gifting me, and then y'all was like, dang, I gotta work on that. And that's perfectly fine. You have a few more hours of the day. You got, every moment you have is an opportunity to bring it to fulfillment. All right. I got you. We're gonna complete that faith. We're going to complete that trust. We're going to complete that inner Maya energy. And we're going to make sure it's from your heart. Your heart. Not the heart of some old ass book that some old ass people that don't even like your ass wrote. Not from some people that died centuries upon centuries ago. None of that. From your heart. What's in your heart? That's what should be in your internal Maya. I'm telling you, everybody should have their own Maya. We are not in the age of Pisces anymore, where everybody has to follow the same one thing for survival. You are allowed to be unique. You are allowed to be a revolutionary. You're allowed to be an individual amongst the collective. It does not take away from the unity for you to be yourself. Now, if you find yourself being so far into yourself and self-centered that you're removing yourself from the collective, then all right, we gotta have a different conversation. You're a little overactive over there in your Ketters, boo. But the balance is, don't be afraid to be yourself. Who you are is not by accident. Who you are is so intentional and it's so powerful and it's so important. You are the thread that's needed for this fabric of life. And if you are not the proper thread that you're supposed to be, you're fucking up the painting. So get it together. Okay, be in your color, be in your shade, be in your puzzle piece shape so that we can have the whole puzzle together. But if you are not in your authentic shape and you trying to pretend to be one of the corners, knowing damn well you one of the centerpieces, and you know you about to drive everybody crazy because you know how hard it is to put the centerpieces together, and you want to just blend in with the corners and the walls, and that's not where you belong. Now I got an extra piece over here. Bro, be your original puzzle piece so we can put this picture together. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I got for you today, my lovely cosmic nobodies. I always love it here with y'all, and I will be back. I'll probably be back in like an hour or so. We're gonna finish reading the Moorish Empire. We're gonna go on to the next chapter. I think we're on chapter 3 now, and we have made it to what, like I think we're on chapter 3 in that and in the Circle 7 at the same time, which is pretty cool. Chapter 2 was popping though, because we was heavy on the love yesterday. Love is our savior. And I'm gonna repeat that today. If you're not walking in love, you not in the right spot. Okay, you need to loosen up that callus in your heart. You need to regulate that heart chakra and all that stuff in between. Love is the best superpower. Love is my religion. I love you. The universe love you. What Juan Star say? Make sure you love yourself. Okay. Shouts to Juan Star. He's one of my favorite Virgo readers. If you guys don't have him on YouTube, please go get him. I love him so much. But peace, y'all. Let me know if you guys would like a personal reading. I am doing a deal right now. So you guys know if you subscribe to my Facebook page, you get daily mathematics and astrological reports. But for the first decade of the month, I am doing a free 10-day journal where I give you guys a little sample of what it is that I do, and you let me know if you want to keep subscribing to my page or whatever for $8.99 a month. You know what I'm saying? And that's only until 2025 because I realize how energetically draining this is. So if you do subscribe to my Facebook now, it'll stay $8.99 a month for you. But come 2026, that price is going to go up. It has to because oh my God, it's a lot. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Reach out and I'm here for you. And we love it here. Bye y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. See you later.